You're listening to REIAcast, a podcast of the Southwest Florida Real Estate Investment Association. REIAcast brings together a variety of real estate entrepreneurs from all over the world to share tips and ideas. The core purpose of the Southwest Florida REIA is to help members become more profitable and successful through networking, education, and empowerment. Here are your hosts, Jeff Tamburello and Michael Lyons.
I am Jeff Tamburello, one of the directors of the Southwest Florida REIA, joined by the other director of the Southwest Florida REIA, Mike Lyons. Mike is going to be our speaker at the upcoming luncheon, really just talking about what kind of deals. Actually, I can say we are buying. Yeah. Everybody's froze up. Nobody knows what to do. There's so much conflicting information out there. I went and sat today and had a chicken sandwich and listened to the table next to me. It was pretty glorious.
Oh, I got to hear this.
The table next to me was this very much older couple. Oh, ironically, Grandma was the only one with a beer in her hand. I thought that was pretty baller.
And it was early lunch, 10 a.m.
No, this was 11. So she had a beer while everybody else at the table was talking. Well, the couple that I would say mid-30s were talking about buying a house. And I'm listening to her talk, and she's like, well, there's all these houses, and if you attended the last meeting, you'll realize that the single family have the lowest inventory in the market if you dump the MLS out. And then she referred to either it was 5,000 or 15,000 houses in foreclosure. And so I almost said, ma'am, can you tell me where that second and third courthouse are? Because I'm going to be the only one there, so I'm going to get all the deals because nobody else knows about it either.
100%. I've never heard that.
Listening to her talk, it was just, and believe it or not, I actually had enough self-control to not lean over and go,
what is wrong with you?
Yeah, not just that. If you watch TV and have the Facebook app on your phone, she was exposed to all of that by people you may trust. Yeah. You know, everybody's using Adam Data again, which was Realty Track in the last cycle. And I can remember the year that, was it 12, that they said there was 38,000 foreclosure actions, and they count every docket item as an action. But the way they worded the press release, you were convinced there was 38,000 foreclosures or 30,000 foreclosures in Lee County, because we did a video called Whatever Foreclosure Actions Balderdash Saith I, and then we tagged Realty Track in it, which caused me to get into a debate with Rick Sharga at that point, who was their VP. And I remember asking him, well, can you explain to me how you guys differentiate in this national thing between judicial and non-judicial states? Because in a non-judicial state, they basically put it in the paper and sell it. Yeah. In Florida, you get served, you get a hearing, you get a final judgment, you get a sale date, then you get a sale, then you get a certificate of title. So it sort of amplifies, particularly states where there's a lot of debtor rights. And me and Dana were having a blast because I'd share the emails back and forth because I did not want to have a phone call with them. I wanted it all in writing in case they sued. And I'm still friends with Rick Sharga on Facebook today. He's moved on to other companies, and he's a really smart guy. But we were going through the whole thing, and next month, Dana sends me the report, and he's like, Jeff, check out the bottom of the report. And they added a thing to the bottom of the report of this basically inconsistencies due to judicial versus non-judicial, something like that.
So he listened.
It was pretty funny, but you've got these really just normal people. I'm kind of proud of Mama pounding a beer waiting for a fish sandwich at 11 a.m. on Thursday. And there they are and spouting, and this young couple's looking at them for advice, and what they're telling them is not accurate at this point in the market right now. And how do you sit down and first of all, do you even care I didn't today, but do you even care to educate them on how you're not right? Or do you just go about your day and leave them the way they are? I don't know.
You know, I think it's tough too when the worst time to give advice, generally speaking, is when someone's not asking for it. If they don't want your advice, it kind of goes nowhere. But I like sharing stuff. It depends on the person. But I mean, if I was saying something that was out in left field, I think just my personality, I would love for someone to say, and give me reasons for why. But I'll be open to that anytime. But you can hear a lot of doom and gloom. My opinion on the market is not doom and gloom. I think we're going to be down for a while. I think it's kind of correcting. But I couldn't be more aggressive than right now with attempting to buy and go after deals. I think I'll share that in the presentation, but this is an opportunity, in my opinion. This is not a bad time to be doing real estate. I mean,
Well, you don't have the competition now.
Yeah.
You're not start out at ask price and run everything up. There's not, although the wholesaler world is still out making ridiculous offers and tying up properties, but in a way, they're doing a wonderful service to people that actually buy properties because they'll take a seller down and they run them around 2 or 3 times and then I'll close in 5 days, but this is what I'll buy it at. And that's how you actually get the deals.
100%. Wholesalers, when they're doing it wrong, help investors that are doing it right. I think we will not be here forever. In January, we're in shorts on a boat and up north they're shoveling snow. And people love Florida. They're going to keep on growing and coming here. The only downside currently in our area, in my opinion, is we're not ready for the growth when it comes to infrastructure and streets. And that can be pretty crazy traffic wise, but it's gorgeous down here. People are still coming. When stuff happens in other states that are just way out there when it comes to, I'm just speaking about economic and controls on rent rates. And I mean, there was a thing last night about New York, the mayor, and I don't know if you guys are going to win or not, but some of the things he's proposing, I'm just referring to real estate related, are insane. And we don't have that here. So it brings people with money here. They want to invest here. You can evict here.
Because if that guy gets into office and does half of what he's promising, it's going to cost some capital to leave there.
Oh, 100%.
Credit IQ puts out analysis of the commercial conduit. And let me see if I can find it.
Oh, that
New
would be
York
awesome.
was the #1 state and for defaulted commercial loans.
New York was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Office and then multifamily. It's not simple. You've got that one went down. What was the name of it? It was such a big deal for like 18 months ago. When you dug deep into their
Balance sheet?
their balance sheet, it was all rent controlled multifamily in New York City was what crashed it. You've got I'm not going to take time to find it. I'd have to really dig, but I'm
Sure.
reading this thing in New York, the state of New York, most loans in it that were considered, in default. And you have which office in what they call commercial business districts is what's these epic trading for 5% of what it sold for 8 years ago, just because nobody can function against the CAM or any of the assorted problems. And then you've got crime and all the other stuff that goes with that. And then multifamily was next.
Yeah.
So it's hotels were really rocking it for a while too. And I'm not seeing the hotels in there. It's something we may start actually doing reports on. I think it's pretty interesting data.
No, agreed. Yeah, no, I know our area is the nation as a whole, but just generally speaking, the Florida is awesome. I mean, people want to live here. It's got the beaches, the fishing, the tax breaks. That there's really a reason to draw people here with money, which means more and more people need to work for those that have the money. I mean, for the workforce, for those wealthy, it brings everybody in. And the correction that's taking place, and I call it's a correction, I think is a good thing. I don't think it's going to last super long. I think being aggressive to take advantage of the opportunity, you'll look brilliant. And I'm very optimistic about the years of real estate. But you got to take advantage of the down market. You can make money in a market like this. It gets rid of a lot of the individuals that were able to just make it easy, the money easy. When list a property, get 7 highest, and you're done. Like there's not much skill in that. Be in a market where you've got to on top of your game, you've got to price everything right, you've got to buy it right, you've got to be smart about if you're doing a rehab or a flip, you're getting good estimates, you're getting good work for the right price. I mean, this is the market that proves whether or not you can real estate. And you can. If you're aggressive, work hard. If you want to be lazy, this is the worst business to get in.
Yeah.
You can't.
And it attracts so lazy people because
that's the weird thing. I agree. Yeah, but if you're hardworking and you want to give it all you got, you can make a lot of money. You can become very wealthy in not a very long time. I mean, in a few years, you could more than double your income if you're working at a typical 9 to 5, and easily you did it right. And that's reality. But it would take working 9 to 5. It would take getting up at 5 sometimes and working until 10 o'clock. You do those kinds of things, you can make a lot of money. But it takes you put the work in and you can kill it. So
was an interesting thing in the news cycle today. They came out that Freddie and you can now use crypto to help qualify for them. So, I mean, I can't wait that somebody's going to send the amount of fart coin that they own to the underwriter.
Yeah, you're right. I did hear something about that. So which is awesome. That's cool. Got the money in it, and they're willing to take it for a down payment or whatever to qualify your debt to income ratio. So
I'm not going to brag, but I do own millions of Shiba Inu as a result of a glass of wine one night.
nothing wrong with that, man.
No, it's not a lot of money, millions, but yeah, I've got some crypto I bought for the heck of it. I honestly think
how much did you pay for that? $2 million. Just don't ask me $1 million of what.
Yeah, I own millions. If it becomes a Bitcoin, I will own America. I will be landlord of the globe.
The globe. That's great. Well, for the presentation, but you want to go over this. You did a little work on here to get some real estate investor personality types.
Oh yeah, hold on one second.
You got information on that for us? Because I really
hold on. It's let me do something.
It sounds fantastic.
All right, I'll there.
No worries. Because I think that we're gonna put it up on the see it or what?
Yeah.
I think that's the best way.
I'm there.
Okay, because
I actually putting this the whole time. It's actually pretty funny.
This is fantastic. There's some truth in it. I mean, there's absolute truth in some of the real estate.
All good humor is founded in reality. The best humor, that's where you get it, is reality.
100%. So,
like all it does is point out how ridiculous reality is.
The elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about. Yep.
Amen to that. All right. So you ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
The 5 real estate investor personality types. This is satire unless it applies to you.
It applies to you.
Okay. You have number 1, which I guess could be me a little bit sometimes, the spreadsheet samurai.
I haven't made a deal, but my Google Sheets have. Oh, that's great.
I had a former business partner but he would do deals, but God, the analysis on it was to the point where it freaked me out.
And you do analysis, so
trades everything down to the square, can recite cap rate formulas in their sleep, owns more calculators than properties. Love the strengths. Will never buy a bad deal because they're never actually going to buy a deal.
Kryptonite: decisions, commitment, and human emotion. That's fantastic.
The HGTV gladiator. Why get permits when you have a quarter?
That's great. Thinks demo day is a personality trait. Pete's at 2 a.m. willingly. That's a rock star.
Usually that's on drugs when you're up doing that kind of stuff at 2 a.m.
You're up at 2 a.m. Something's amiss in your life. Bought one flip, another general contractor. We've had people say, I just one flip, I know what to do. Like, no, you don't. But strengths, gets done. All right. Probably 17 tile suppliers by name. Kryptonite, paperwork, budgets, saying no to just one more project. Yeah, well, this kind of goes to someone who it overdoes a house that's like, we don't do that much. So the cowboy, the capital cowboy, you got this.
Over Facebook, just all this stuff on Facebook. Need an investor for a hotel. And this is like their friends and family on their Facebook. I don't know whether they need to look like they're doing business or whether they really think it's going to work. I guess I hope for their does, but yeah, I don't find deals. I find people who fund deals.
Never has cash, but always has contacts. Oh, that's fantastic.
Has pitch decks for properties they haven't seen yet.
Knows how to say passive income 12 different ways. That's good.
Magnetic personality, can raise capital at a barbecue. Smooth operator with lenders, partners, and grandma. Actually, grandma is probably the better source of capital in most cases.
Yep. Kryptonite: reality. That's good. Reality, due diligence, and the one time the contractor goes. That's great. That is
all right. Favorite: the couch flip investor, passive income, but make it nap friendly. Doesn't want tenants or toilets or phone calls. I'm kind of with that. That's why you're a property manager.
That's me, man. Yeah.
Loves turnkeys and anything with the word hands off. Researches 14 different market, invests in none. We've got a couple people that come to the meetings that are like that.
Asking questions about the same, like, man, just buy one, do it.
Yeah, at some point you won.
Strengths: calm, methodical, and rarely panics. Invest retirement account, because it is. It's grandma's, man. It's grandma's.
Watching YouTube flippers renovate crack houses. 10, 17 webinars before making one offer. I take that back. This is my favorite one. I'm a VA in a vision board.
Vision board
accident.
Oh man, I'll probably start. Yeah, on accident. Okay. Big thinker, inspires others. So he's a dreamer.
Yeah.
already planning phase 3 before phase 1 is.
Well, it's not the worst idea to have term plans, but
Nope.
there better be executable steps.
Agreed. 100%. 100%. Kryptonite, scaling chaos. Yeah.
Once the 7-step funnel before their first deal. I love it.
That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's there. It's real though. That's real. I mean, that's individuals that are like, I get making the decision to spend money. Sometimes your money amongst other people's money and then being responsible for that. It's a big deal. Like it is a huge responsibility. You have your duties of making sure it goes right. It's legally, all the things. I get
that. It doesn't come easy.
No, it's true. It doesn't come easy.
I mean, it takes discipline and all kinds to accumulate the capital to be able to do a deal. And you sure don't want to go through that again. You want to grow your capital, not, take a step backwards.
Well, it reminds me, again, not to knock these individuals, but there's a couple that came to a meeting years ago. And in the opening of our meeting, we kind of have that open forum discussion. They said, we went to a few seminars and a retirement plan will be retired in 3 years with real estate. And my response was, well, I'll see you.
Members coming to the meetings.
Yeah. So if you recognize that, love you, keep coming. But it was just funny because I'm like, I'll see you. No, that's just not reality. And they've done well. Like they've done well. They're not retired, but they've done well. They worked hard at it. But you really gotta. It is hard. It is hard work. It's not looking to make deals from your couch. It's not reality. That ain't happening. And that you make a lot of.
It'll happen on occasion, but the idea that you're going to, there's a certain amount of real estate. When I was on that AI panel at IMN, real estate is a very easy to analyze thing. It's a hard asset. Geography is involved. There's demographics to the geography. But then the problem is it's owned and used by these insane primates.
That is... Primates is a much better word to use than humans.
Yeah.
I think that's
it's all controlled and used these insane primates that do the craziest things ever. So, and that's where AI is going to struggle with that kind of stuff, because there's a fair amount of, and AI is never going to have the intuition like, I'm negotiating with somebody right now.
Yeah.
I can 100% read every email. Okay, I just reply back, and because she doesn't like to talk, but every email she's walking back. You know what I mean? And I've done this enough to where I know that I have to probably do back and forth before we're actually going to get to the point that I'll even go look at the place.
No, and that's great. You mentioned AI. It's the hot topic. It's incredible. It's got some awesome features. It will continue to get better. I think it's great. It will be more utilized in the real estate world amongst many other businesses, probably all businesses. But that personal aspect, you can't replace that. You can't, one of the biggest problems on management side, from property management side of owners that are unhappy with what's going on, is the human aspect of a phone call if needed. Like everyone wants to automate everything and response and chat bots and all that kind of stuff. And there's a place for that, but there's a human element. It has to be there, or you're going to lose business, lose out on deals. You can't scale. I mean, you're right. Couch, can you do a deal? Yeah, you probably could. Is that a business you can grow? No, that's not going to be that and becoming wealthy, and it's not going to work. And we do this to make money. I mean, at the end of the day, they're having fun and I wouldn't call that a ridiculous comment, but like, oh, we're having fun. It's a lot more fun to make a lot of money than it is to do a deal where you make $100. So the fun part of it is cashing out and going, man, that was awesome. And look at my account, and keeps on growing. And that's why we do what we do. We enjoy it, but it's exciting, and you have the potential of making a lot of money. So, just to be honest about it, that's why we're here. But man, that was awesome. Though that description of it, that was hilarious. That was good stuff.
The last one was pretty funny.
Fantastic. The visionary. The visionary.
Well, anything else you want to share before we close it out for next week?
No, just looking forward to it. Man, come with questions. If you're new to investing, Jeff and I would. It's a room of investors, both experienced and some that aren't so seasoned. But come with questions. I am more than willing to share everything that I'm doing with anyone. Enough deals out there in that sense. So the questions, I'll share everything that I can about what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of business. I'm being very, very aggressive. We've been through a bunch of cycles throughout the years, and I see an opportunity. And there's a safe zone, in my opinion, in almost any market that you can evict and have landlord rights. There's a safe zone. So I'm going to talk about that, where I think if you're in here, regardless of what the market does, you're going to cover your cost and be fine. So that'll be part of my presentation as well. But yeah, looking forward to it, man. It's going to be great. So
Cool. Looking forward to it, Mike.
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
This concludes this edition of REIAcast. Be sure to subscribe to receive our next episode. You can also subscribe at our website, www.swflreia.com. See you at a meeting soon. Please let us know if you have a suggestion for a future episode.